Hello, welcome to another Ready and Raw video, and it happened. It happened. I didn't think it would. I genuinely wasn't sure if it would happen, but it's happened. But before I click on the little thing that takes us to the webpage, it'll be great if you could hit subscribe, because we are at 49 subscribers, and if we hit 50, that will be great. That would be wonderful, and obviously beyond that is also cool. But for now, 50. And then we can look at elsewhere. But anyway, Adepticon reveals. I won't hold up much longer because they happened. They happened, and that's so good. Yeah, next edition of Warty Warhammer 40k has been revealed. Hashtag new 40k, and I didn't think it was going to happen. I expected the Lion, some Kill Team stuff, maybe some Horus Heresy stuff, but I didn't expect 40k. I don't know why. Like, I expected some 40k stuff, but not, hey, here's the new edition. But here it is. They've announced it. They've even got a little video that I won't play. I'm not going to play it, mostly because this video is going to be a long one. I'm probably going to be cutting it up into separate videos. It'll probably be 40k, AOS, maybe Horus Heresy is a separate video, I don't know. I may not even look at that because I'm not hugely fussed on Horus Heresy. It looks cool, it looks awesome, but it's not my bag. Like, you know. Anyway, yep, some spoilers coming. Yeah. So the reveal. As it says, new edition of 40k, and oh my god, it looks so good. Like, so from what I can tell, it's all gone to shit. High Fleet Leviathan has shown up in the far side of the Imperium. Yeah, got their asses kicked by Baal and the Blood Angels, which is cool, you know. Hence why we got the Commander Dante announcement. Though I do think that was meant to be today also, or slash, last night. But yeah, oh my god, it looks so good. Termies are back. Termies are fucking back, and I just, I will rag on how boring Space Marines are a lot, but I know deep in my heart that there's something that I just can't escape from them, because they're the first army I played when I got to 40k, as is the case of a lot of people. Funnily enough, it was Marines and Tyranids, which is why I'm so fucking hyped for this edition. Like, this is properly where I got into 40k with these two armies, which is why these are two of my favourite armies on the planet. That and Guard, of course. But oh my god, they're here, and I love them. Look at them! Like, they are so just proportionally solid. They don't look like they're about to shit themselves. Like, we'll probably go into more detail with them in a bit. More Termagants, which again, look at them. These minis have not changed, I don't think, since I got into 40k. And I got into 40k 2005, 2006-ish. And I know for a fact that they were already a couple years old at that point. So I got into it a couple years into 4th ed, so, like, and it all looks so good. So, yeah. So here's the thing about the game. Um, Big changes for gameplay, and it's been completely overhauled. So I think that's nice. As much as the last couple editions, have sort of been building on each other, having a completely overhauled edition will be nice for just the fact of book carrying, and we'll get into that even more as we go. So, yeah. Like, it seems, at least from this article and what I've heard, that they really, really have listened to their fans and the people that play the game. I imagine they hear a lot of it at Warhammer World, so they sort of have a idea of what people like, what people don't like. Yeah. You told us, well, 40k is a fun game. There are parts that are overcomplicated, and that the learning curve for new players is pretty steep. It is. Ron and I, as you can see on the channel, played a couple games of 40k when Ninth Ed came out. I think we only released one of those on the channel, actually. Because obviously we released the Indomitus box, and then we released a gameplay video. We recorded a second, but we made the mistake of playing during a fucking heat wave. So we played the game, and we were just not in. I mean, we were in high spirits. We were enjoying ourselves, but trying to have fun, play the game, remember a lot of rules that for us were new, and also try and be entertaining for a camera just was not happening. It just didn't happen, and I think we ended the game early because it was sort of at a point where we were like, we already know who's won this. We're boiling hot, even with a fan going, and again, I want to jump to the phrase "it wasn't fun," but it was fun. It was just, I don't think we should have played in a heatwave. That was a mistake. But yeah, and there's a lot of stuff, and it's only got worse over the last couple of years with books. So many books. The whole thing of Night Fed was, hey, we realized this game's got bloated, and within months of Night Fed coming out, there were new books for books that had only just come out, and it's just like, stop that, fuck off. It is not okay. And I'm hoping, genuinely hoping, that they realize this by now. That it's just stop. No one wants to carry around a dozen books. That's not fun, especially for like the casual player. I haven't played since those games that we played in summer of 2020, which is wild, given that I've got a Imperial Guard force over there that I'm still finishing. But yeah, like, me as a player, I want to carry my army book and the core rules. That's it. Fuck off with everything else. But yeah, that's a big problem for me too. In particular, there were too many stratagems. I don't like stratagems to begin with. Just get rid of all of them. I know people who do like them, so I understand why they kept them. But just, they bloat the game so fucking much. I hate it. Like, I generally don't enjoy watching battle reports that much because they bloat that side of the experience. I'm just like, I don't care. I want to. I'm here to roll fucking dice. God damn it. So yeah, and too much complexity in army selection. We've listened, and the new edition has been simplified, but not simple. And I hope they're good on that. I hope they're good on that because I've had a little read through the rules for one-page rules, and that looks fun. I do really, really want to have a crack at that, but it looks slightly too simple. So if they can get the balance between one-page rules and a good balanced simplified 40k, that's that's gonna be great. I'm gonna be happy. So yeah, there's still the rich D-War game that you know and love. We're just doubled down on the best bits. So instead of huge raft of faction stratagems, you'll have access to a handful of the best ones. And again, I'm not a stratagem fan, but if they've gone, okay, each army has, you know, sometimes dozens of stratagems. Let's cut that down to, you know, I want to take, to their words, I want to say under 10, just total. Just 10 stratagems that are fairly universal, and have maybe a couple for each faction. So any one game, you maybe have 12 stratagems maximum. But yeah. There are also a few new universal stratagems which anyone can use that allow you to be reactive in your opponent's turn. Again, that's interesting. I like that. So it's, maybe 6 of each. 6 universal stratagems and 6 for your factions. So you're not, because otherwise it's just ridiculous. So maybe the biggest change for this edition is to data sheets. The way the core information on the data sheet is presented has changed, and with it, we took the opportunity to restart every unit in 40k. Every unit has a new, reevaluated rules, so every army will feel new from day one of this new edition. I have mixed feelings about this. I just bought a fucking guard codex, didn't I? Well, not just. I bought it in December and I've not used it. And while the lore's going to be good, like within months of it coming out, this is why I fucking despise the 3-year cycle they've come to. Like 7th edition, that was a good 6-7 years if I remember correctly, and it was just it was fun. Like I think edition cycles should be more like console cycles, or better still, fuck off with editions. Just have one living rulebook that just evolves and adapts as the game and the needs of the people playing the game evolve and adapt. Like, you can call it a new edition if you want to build hype for it, but just, we're in 2023. I think one of the only tabletop games nowadays that uses ongoing rules like this is 40k, especially like the big ones. I'm fairly sure War Machine and Hordes just had a big update at some point last year. But, the only other game that uses additions and has completely overhauled rules is Infinity. And even then, that rulebook is kind of a living document in itself, because most of it's online. It doesn't, like, I have the rulebook over there, and I almost never use it. I'm trying to fucking sell the goddamn thing. And it's just because everything's online. Like, I shouldn't. When a box of minis, especially for like combat patrols and the larger tanks and things, cost upwards of 100 plus pounds. And if you're unfortunate enough to live in like Australia and New Zealand, the prices over there are astronomical, even for simple shit like your base troops, and it sucks. Fix that shit. So to have to spend that much on minis, the best bit of the game, No one should have to pay for like extra rules. Pay for lore by all means, but make the rules free for everyone forever. If you want to pick up the core rulebook to have on hand with you and not have to, worry about internet, then I'm people will buy that. People will buy that stuff because people will want to have it in their hands to own, because that's the sort of people most tabletop gamers are. We like tangible things. We're not, you know, it's we like owning shit. So there will be that crowd of people that still buys the rule books, the codices, and all these extra bits of book. But for the most part, I don't know many people who care. Just end it. Stop it. Anyway, huge update has also given us the opportunity to look again at lethality and durability. Okay, so here's an example data sheet. Yeah, it looks very, very similar to what we have already. So 6-inch movement, toughness, save value, wounds, leadership, and I don't know what OC is. That's probably something new. Here's all your ranged weapons you can take and the melee weapons you can take, and your abilities. This looks to me very similar to the kill team sheets, which is nice. So here's another thing that I'm excited for. You told us that you didn't want to carry as many books with you to games. Again, army book, core rule book, done. Fuck off with all the rest. On the first day of the new edition, the rules for every datasheet in 40k will be free to download or available to buy as convenient portable card decks. Even your faction and army rules will now take up a couple of pages. That is, I hope that stays forever. That just needs to be a rule for war games. The whole experience is more convenient, compact, and efficient than ever before. And it delivers amazing games with less desperate leafing between pages to look for that one specific rule. Again, it's so, it just makes more sense. Like no one wants to be going, okay, what rule is that? What rule is that? I've gone past it. Because that slows the game down. And it's not fun. I will say this until the sun burns out. Games should be fun, and a lot of times they're fucking not. And that just sucks. Like the whole, there's enough people trying to suck the fun out of the game without the game doing that itself. So yeah, that's good. I like that. And here's another thing. You no longer have to fit your army into a force organization chart, or compromise on the army you really want. It's simple and liberating system that opens the door to all kinds of fun, thematic, or unusual armies. Damn fucking right it does. If you listen closely, you can hear Kirioth cheering and doing other things that I did think about saying, but I'm not going to say, because if you're a fan of Kirioth, if you're in this sphere, you probably are. You'll know that Kirioth's armies are always fun. They're always just a bit ridiculous and very, very heavily converted. The dreadnoughts look so good. They're so silly. Yeah. Big changes to rules and armies. Current range of codices are being retired, which again sucks, given that you released a brand new army book, months ago. And I probably won't be using it at this point for the game. Because is there any point playing? By the time I've got my guard army assembled, is there any point in learning Ninth Ed? Not really. It's like I might take it down to a couple games at Troll Trader, just to use the book before it gets burned. That's not gonna happen. I'm not burning my books. But yeah, I think that sucks. But again, the fact that they're releasing everything for free is also nice, I guess. Yeah. Where were we? I've completely. Codices are being retired. Yeah. The rules in them don't work with the new edition. But remember that the rules for all your units will be available for free online at launch. And I don't think they will, but I hope they stay that way. I hope they stay that way. Don't go throwing your codexes in the recycling just yet. As well as months of gaming left with the current edition, your codexes remain rich repository for lore and inspiration on your army. Yes. And one that won't be immediately replaced. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think codexes are also really nice collector's items. Like I saw on eBay a while back, someone selling like a 4th ed guard codex, and I was really tempted to pick it up because it was only a few quid, and I was like, the lore in old codexes is great just for reading material. Codexes will return in time to replace free rules. Yeah, it's going to replace them, but that's shit. Fuck you. But when they do, the complexity of the game won't increase. I doubt that very much. Thanks to one in, one out ethos for armies and sub-faction rules. Effectively, you'll only ever need your unit datasheets, 2 pages of rules that govern your chosen army. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Plus the core rules and whatever missions you're playing. Which, again, with the mission packs, release them online for free, you bastards. One exception to the note, Arcs of Omen books and boarding patrols will persist. That's very good, since the last Arcs book isn't fucking out yet. But we'll get to that. Combat Patrol, a brand new way to play. So with this, what they're basically saying is that the combat patrols in themselves will be a format for play. And that they're supposedly all balanced well against each other. I'm not sure about that. Version is designed to be easy to collect and easy to play. Combat patrols pitch small, preset and balanced forces against each other, with the armies made of combat patrol boxes. So, yeah, I don't know. Simplified version of 40k that's perfect for beginners, but also means that anyone starting a new force has a game they can begin to play very quickly without having to build and paint 2,000 points of troops before the dice are even rolled. 2,000 points is boring. Fuck off. Don't care. I just don't like big games anymore. Like, that's why when the boarding patrols system was announced, I was thrilled. That sounds so cool, and I do want to build a boarding patrol army. I'm just not sure what I want to build in terms of a boarding patrol army. The summer will be increasingly exciting time for Warhammer 40k fans. So much more to say. From tomorrow, we will begin taking an in-depth look at all major changes and faction rules exclusively here on Warhammer Community. Which, yeah, fair. Yeah, so far I am hyped. I'm not going to say I'm not hyped. There's just I just hope they don't fall into their old tricks again, because there's so much for this that was said in ninth edition. Like, hey, we know you don't like carrying books. Obviously within 3 years we're already carrying loads of books, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, the Lion's back. Lionel Johnson has fucking returned, and he looks so fucking good. Look at that man. He looks so good. Yeah, this video's long. Yeah. I'm not a big Dark Angels player, but this would be a nice painting challenge. Like, there's so I'm not an expert painter, but I can see so many bits on this that are just so good. Like it's such a imposing mini. I think my only gripe is there are no real size comparisons. I imagine he will be roughly the size of Rowboat Girly Man, because he's it's going to be 2 Primarchs. It would be weird if they made them both completely different sizes. Yeah, awesome mini. And is Charles Dance getting paid royalties for his likeness? Because yeah, yeah. And just it's such a nice, so many nice little details, and just the sword. Where is it? The sword. Oh, I I've never been good at painting power swords, and that. I think that might be one of the best I've ever seen. And head options. Always like me some head options, and I the hooded helmet is just the hood and helmet option is just the best. That is just fact. That is, it's not up for debate. It's not. And obviously the final Oxford book, The Lion. So this interestingly will be out before 10th. This will probably be out, sometime between April and May, with 10th ed probably being June or July, as it normally is. So yeah, that's cool. I like. And I think finally for this video is the Kill Team box Gallo Fall. So naturally, the Gallo Dark is fucked. And I'm really, really interested in this box because it's 2 armies that are really fun. So obviously you've got Leads of Votan, my egg boys, in a nice Kill Team box with some really cool minis. Big fan of the Knuckle Dusters on this lad. Yeah, big fan of that. Yeah. God damn it. They look so cool. And almost more interesting to me, it's these lads. It's going to be Beastmen versus Votan. And these do not look like 40k minis at all, bar the odd gun or gas mask or chainsaw in here. Like, look at this. Like, these 2 lads, apart from, maybe the odd canister, which even then, that's missable. These, I'd love to see someone put these minis just straight up in a beast Beastmen of Chaos, or whatever the army is called, army, because you'd get away with it. Like, you might not with this guy, but this guy especially, that's and this guy, they're just fantasy minis that they've just gone, yeah, that'll do. And I'm kind of up for it, honestly. That's really cool that these weird beastmen have probably been just hiding in the Gallow Dark. But yeah, I am kind of bummed because I did expect that it would be a sort of hint of 10th Ed. I genuinely thought, until someone pointed out that they're not using the Kill Team logo for the teasers for 10th Ed. I genuinely thought it was going to be Marines versus Tyranids for the last Kill Team box. And I was just hyped for that. But hey ho, it's not, which is a shame. But if we down the road don't get a box for Tyranids and Terminators, I'm gonna be having words. But yeah, this is the new Kill Team box, and it looks cool. It looks cool. Again, I know a lot of people are kind of bored of the Gallow Dark terrain and want something a bit new, but I love it. I do want to get another set so I can build a boarding action board. It just looks such a good, fun game to play. And yeah, it's nice. I'm a big fan of these new elements. So yeah, that is it for. I'm gonna scroll up to these lads because I love the look of them. Yeah, that's it for the 40k stuff. I'm hyped. I'm really hyped. I will go into stages of not being too hyped about 40k, and then sometimes things will happen, and I'll be like, "Oh, gimme!" So yeah, this is a thing that's happening. 10th Ed has happened. Well, is happening. I don't know for pre-order. I really don't. I'll almost definitely pick up one of the starter boxes after they do their big, hey, here's the new edition thing. But I won't be getting. I don't think I'll be getting the Indomitus equivalent unless I can find someone to split it with. But I don't think, I don't think Roan's going to be first on NIDS. And I like I say, I love the new Space Marines. I love the fact that we're getting new Terminators, and from the few images I've seen and looked at of the trailer, we are getting a new loadout for the Redemptor, so that's possibly going to be in the box. So yeah, it's. I don't know. I like I say, I might pick up one of the boxes just to get some NIDS, but apart from that, I don't know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. This has been fun. I'm really excited to see what comes out next. Yeah, probably gonna do the fantasy stuff tomorrow, just because, especially as a very small channel, two videos in the same day sort of kills one. So yeah, expect that tomorrow. Also because I'm not a huge fantasy player yet. I mean, I've got, obviously I've got the AOS magazine now, so I'll probably be getting into it slowly. But yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your hobby, whatever that may be, whether you're painting minis or just maybe you literally just bought some Tyranids and Terminators and you're just seething, because I've been there, and I know Roan's been there, having got into Necrons in early 2020, and then just as they're announcing new Necrons for ninth ed. So yeah, enjoy your hobby. Take care of each other. See ya.